Hi, everyone. I'm Ronnie.
And I'm Jessica.
And you're listening to Clean With Me,
the podcast where we walk you through cleaning your house.
Hey, everybody. Good morning. Today, we're going to clean our house per usual, except I have some extra house guests, and which means a lot more mess. So I've got a 5-month-old and a 2-year-old added to the mix, but for some reason, whenever they're here, my house stays cleaner. So I'm going to talk about why that is, and let's get into it. So first thing I want you guys to do, as always, is let's go ahead and get ready for our clean. Let's start our days by getting ready for the day, get ready in some capacity, walk outside, light a candle, open the windows. And if you do the same thing every time you are about to clean, it just kind of tells your brain it's cleaning time. There's a number of things you can do whatever works for you. And then once you're done with that, let's go ahead and do a load of laundry. And my mom likes to call it getting our machines running. So let's get our washer and dryer running and our dishwasher running. But first we're going to do a laundry switch. So let's move our clothes from the washer to the dryer and from the dryer to a laundry basket and do a load. I know right now, since I've got a house full, towels are my priority. Clothes, yes, need them washed. They're piling up. But towels, definitely, when we have guests in the house, we need towels. So I'm doing lots of loads of towels right now. So once you're done with that, let's go ahead and move to the kitchen. And I want you guys to just get a bag of trash and throw away all the trash. I talked about how I was dealing with gnats and stuff. I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast. I know I did on some videos I made, TikTok videos or whatever, but I did get rid of them. I used these fly trap light thingies, Zevo I think is the brand, and then those little nasty looking fly ribbons. They got rid of them quickly. And then that's another reason my house has been cleaner, is you can't leave anything out at all. No wet rags, no trash, no dishes in the sink. So out of necessity and out of hate for gnats, aka fruit flies, my house has been cleaner. But it's been instilling some good habits in me, and I've been cleaning the house a lot better than I usually do. So for that, I'm thankful. And I'm going to keep it up even though the problem is almost completely resolved. But that being said, let's go ahead and throw away all of the trash that's in your kitchen dining room area. And then after you're done with that, let's start with an empty reload and run of your dishwasher. I kind of use my dishwasher as a drying rack. And I used to get annoyed when people said that to me a long time ago, because I'm like, okay, why, if you have a dishwasher, why won't you use it? And that's true if you have a lot of dishes and you're able to just load the dishwasher with dirty dishes as you go. That's one way to do things, and a lot of people do things that way, and that's fine. I just, for some reason, always have 5 dish items of each. I have 5 spoons, 5 forks, 1 fork, 2 cups, and 5 plates at all times. It doesn't matter how many I buy. It doesn't matter. I just always have 1 fork and 3 spoons. So anyway, I have to clean by hand a lot, because if I just did the whole load as you go throughout the day thing, I just wouldn't have any dishes. So I kind of have to hand wash my dishes and put them in the dishwasher as a drying rack. So that's why I do that. I'm not I don't want you guys to think I'm being pretentious or something, oh, I hand wash my dishes. I do it out of necessity, because I have 3 functioning dishes, because my kids break everything. So anyway, whatever you're working with, your drying rack, your dishwasher, let's go ahead and put all that stuff away, and then we're going to do a reload of your dishes. And make sure that, when I say make sure, it means try your best, because these are things that I just try to do, right? But I'm trying my best to, if anything hits the kitchen, and this is very true because of the gnat situation, but 100% true, I just need to do it all the time because it's gross, right? To have food sitting in the sink. It gets nasty. It makes you not want to do the dishes. It makes you dread the dishes. The thing that makes people dread the dishes is the dishes getting gross and funky and sitting in there. So we avoid that by, as soon as we're done eating, doing a thorough rinse, getting everything down the garbage disposal, letting the garbage disposal run. That's another thing too. I know I sound gross talking about gnats all the time, but I know some of you have dealt with this, especially if you have little kids that love fruits and bananas and banana peels. I know you probably dealt with this. So if there's anyone out there dealing with this is for you. I know I'm talking about it a lot, but make sure you're cleaning out your garbage disposals, letting it run, making sure there's nothing down in there, because they will find anything and everything as a food source. So you really have to just keep your house like super clean, free of food, clean. And then every time I threw something in the trash, I had like some spray for gnats that I would spray in the trash can. My mom suggested like spraying bleach like in the trash, so I'm not like wasting a bunch of trash bags or anything. But I had that spray, so every time I'd throw something away in the trash, I would just spray it or rinse it out. And just keep working on those dishes while I'm talking. Some other things at the beginning of the episode, I wanted to talk about how the reasons why my house is staying cleaner with the extra kids. It seems like it would be a complete disaster, and it is at times, but I guess I'm almost in like super cleaning mode because I'm trying to keep the house under control, and also having my sister here obviously is helping my mood, so it's helping me want to clean a little bit better. But I've noticed, and just be doing the dishes and cleaning your kitchen as I talk, but I've also noticed that, when my kids were little, I was the same way. I cleaned a lot more proficiently and a lot better than I do now, and I kept it clean. Not always, but when they were about the ages they were now, and I think it's because we call it the carpet inspector age. It's when the babies are starting to crawl. We got to keep everything off the floor. The 2-year-old will get into stuff. It's because they get into a lot of stuff, so you're constantly picking up and making sure they're not getting into anything. That's why I have been keeping the house cleaner, and it's just an observation I've made. But it's something that I definitely should be doing all of the time, for sure. So, moving on, if you're still working on your dishes, please keep working on that. Get those done. I know sometimes we wake up with a big disaster on our hands, so let's go ahead and just get that taken care of first and foremost. But if you only had a few morning dishes, breakfast dishes, if night you was kind to morning you and you did your dishes the night before, then maybe you have some other things that are issues in your kitchen, like your refrigerator. So I got a lot of groceries, and my refrigerator is getting out of hand. Where the refrigerator is, I talk about it a lot because it's one of the things I really struggle with cleaning. I really put it off, and like everything I put off, when I actually do it, it takes no longer than like 5 minutes, even the most thorough cleaning of the refrigerator. But I've mentioned this before. I will mention it again a million times. It was an idea my husband had, mainly because he was irritated with me for not cleaning out the fridge. Reminds me, I don't know if you guys are on social media as much as I am. I'm on it too much, but if you're a Gypsy Rose person, I mean, no one likes Gypsy Rose, she's a murderer, but if you follow the story, she was freaking out about that guy that she is divorcing, whatever's fridge being dirty. That's what it reminds me of. Anyway, so I went off on a rabbit trail there, but moving on. I'm like Gypsy Rose's ex-husband. I tend to keep a hoarder fridge, and my husband's not okay with it. So he, like I've talked about many times in this podcast, if you listen, you know, he implemented this thing where he's like, every time you get groceries, deep clean the fridge before you go pick them up. And I have been like, so around my house, the cheapest place to get groceries that I like getting groceries at is Walmart, and I hate going into Walmart except for rare occasions where I need something. I'm a Target person, sorry, I just am. But I like going to Target and browsing and stuff. I hate going into Walmart, I just do. So I've been doing the grocery pickup. So I'll do grocery pickup, I'll schedule it, and then I will clean out my entire fridge, and it takes me like 5 minutes. I don't have to be, what's his name, Ryan, Gypsy's ex Ryan hoarder fridge situation. And he didn't even have a bad fridge when they showed it. I was like, oh, that's embarrassing. That looks like my fridge. But anyway, so I cleaned it yesterday. Long story short, I'm rambling. I cleaned out my fridge. Didn't take long at all. You just do one row at a time. You do top row, take everything out, wipe it down. Second row, take everything out, wipe it down, throw everything out that, doesn't belong. Put any containers that need to be cleaned, any leftover containers, things like that, put that in the sink. Making sure you have adequate containers for leftovers too is a biggie, because we don't want to be just throwing pots and pans with lids into our refrigerator. That's one way to just make your refrigerator cluttered. Plus, then you don't have use of that pot and pan, then you go cook, and then your leftovers are in the pot and pan that you need to use to cook dinner, and you're like, what a nightmare. It's annoying. So, out of all that, I hope you got one thing out of that, was clean your fridge whenever you get groceries. It reminds you have to get groceries weekly, sometimes more often than that, and just have that be the time that you clean your fridge out. Okay, so if you're still working on your dishes, that's fine. If not, let's go ahead, and if you haven't already thrown away your trash like we did at the beginning, go ahead and do it now, and then let's go ahead and put everything away. If you're still working on something else, maybe you're cleaning out your fridge, do whatever is the most glaring issue in your kitchen, but I'm just going to keep working on other stuff. So I'm going to clear off countertops, get everything ready out of the way, toasters, blenders, things like that don't need to be on my countertop. Make the countertops as clean and free and clear of things as possible, so I could do a very thorough wipe down. And then I'm going to wipe down everything from the fridge, outside of the fridge, cabinets, everything. Some extra things I cleaned because of the gnat situation that I apparently keep harping on. My trash cans were not that bad, but still needed to be very cleaned, power washed or whatever. Just grab a hose, bring them outside, put some bleach in it, and power hose those things if it needs to be cleaned, and take out your trash in the meantime and replace the liner. But if it's time for you to do a deep clean of your trash can, please do. Alright, so moving on. When you're doing your thorough wipe down, don't forget all the cracks and crevices. Get a butter knife, wrap it in a rag, and get those little in-between cracks. If your stovetop is my sister was having trouble getting her stovetop clean the other day at her house, and she had called me and was like, oh, this looks so bad. That's why you let the cleaner do the work. So put some cleaner on it, let it sit on there, let it marinate. That's kind of a gross word for it, but let it just sit and do its job. You got to let the cleaner do its job. Same thing with the oven. Spray, leave it, keep wiping down, wipe down everything else thoroughly, cabinets, everything like that. Your dining room table, same thing, wipe it down, wipe down the chairs, everything. And then once you're done with all that, it'll have enough time to marinate, and then you can go back and wipe it down. And I would use a sponge or even a wire brush situation, depending on what type of stove you have and how baked on things are. And like with everything, the more often you're cleaning it, the less of a nightmare it's going to be to clean it. But if it has gotten bad, the best thing to do is just set it and forget it. Just put the bleach on or whatever you use, the stovetop cleaner, degreaser, let it sit, maybe some kind of cleaning paste, whatever the case may be, and then walk away, come back, and then wipe it down. All right, y'all. So if you're done with the kitchen, great. If you're still working on it, no worries, no pressure. Just keep working on the kitchen. Get that done. That should be the priority for the day. But let's go ahead, if you're done, to do a spot sweep. That way we're not walking through crumbs and spreading it throughout the house. And just do a little spot sweep of your kitchen, dining room area. And then we're going to move to the living area and put that back together. So for the first time in a long time, I've had a lot of toys in my living room, and it actually, it's kind of fun cleaning a bunch of toys off the living room when you're not doing it every day, because I'm not used to my kids spreading out toys. Usually they spread out craft things and cut up 1,000 pieces of paper, but instead they are just playing with toys, which is refreshing, because they're playing with their little cousins. But anyway, so most satisfying thing to me is when you first walk into the living room, if there's a bunch of toys, bunch of just junk, whatever, let's do a pickup first. So let's pick up anything and everything that's on the floor that should not be there and put it away. Any toys, any miscellaneous items, if you have hot spots, stuff on the tables, stuff on the countertops, let's go ahead and get that clean and ready to go. And once you're done doing your pickup, don't forget to clean your mirrors. I have a lot of mirrors in my living area or windows. Little sticky fingers have been touching my windows lately, so I've been wiping those down with Windex, making sure they're nice and clean. And also my couch. I love just fixing my pillows on my couch. It's just something I enjoy, so I fix my little blankets. If you have a hand vacuum, I know it's chaotic, really chaotic in my videos I make when I use a shop. I've been using a shop vac because I don't know what happened to our actual vacuum. So I have a little hand vacuum that's not that powerful, and then I have a giant shop vac my husband used to use for work. So I use that thing on the couch, but it works really well. So anyway, I'll get under the cushions, vacuum the cushions, move behind the couch, especially with the littles at the house. You don't want any small items that they're not supposed to get to under the couch making their way out. So I always kind of move the couch or do a sweep of the underneath daily, just so it doesn't get bad, and then sweep it up into a pile. After vacuuming up the cushions, making that look nice, I do a little spot clean because sticky fingers probably have touched my couch cover. And for those of you that listen, you know that I've had a white couch cover, and even with the little kids here, shout out, I need to link the brand or whatever. When you do wash it, I've washed it a few times, and it does get little holes. Like, they're not visible holes, you can't really see them, they're in the back, but you can't wash them a lot, but the stains come out super easy. I mean, my kids have touched it with spaghetti hands, what have you. I have tried my best to keep them away from it, but all it takes is a rag and a little bit of dish soap and a wet rag, and that the stains come right out. I don't know what kind of material it's made out of, but Amazon covers for the win. It was like $25, so I highly recommend those. I mean, they are awesome. My sister brought up the other day, she was like, why are your couches so easy to clean? I thought you were going to freak out because my son touched it with barbecue sauce when you were at the store and it came right out. And I was like, yeah, I'm telling you, those things are awesome. Best purchase ever. Okay, so once you're done with your pickup and straighten of the living area, let's go ahead and give it a nice sweep, mop, or vacuum. Don't forget to do a thorough sweep and mop and vacuum in your kitchen and dining area as well. And, if your baseboards need some attention too, don't forget to do those. You can always do your baseboards. They have all kinds of fun, different length brushes and cleaning supplies and stuff, even at Dollar Tree, tons of them. I like to get lots of cleaning brushes and stuff from there because I don't use them for very long, so I don't like spending a lot of money. There's a few things that I do splurge on, like I like spending a lot of money. I like to splurge on the Scrub Daddy lately, the things that I use to do the dishes, the soap dispensing, sponge head replacing Sponge Daddy things. They're like $7, but I do like using those. But other things, like just random scrub brushes for cleaning baseboards or whatever, I like to get those things at Dollar Tree. And one more thing before I go, not sponsored at all, wish I was, but the pink, I think it's called the pink paste or whatever, their stuff is great at getting like pen off of walls, Sharpie off of walls. It doesn't take your paint off. So recommend that if you have small children, because definitely need to pick some of that up today, because I'm sure we're going to have some of that going on. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you got a lot done. And as always, happy cleaning.